casual, and I'll answer your burning questions. Does anybody have a question today? Okay, good. We have a microphone for you, so just make a nice, neat, tidy line up there, and then we'll fire away and see if you can pick anything that's left out of my brain. Okay, all right. You're up. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you. Oh. I didn't know you saw me in it. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay.
So, what do you like most about the job?
You guys.
Aww.
No, I actually mean that. I love a lot of things about my job. The people that I work with are some of the greatest people I've ever met in my life. And we're all like family in the studio. We crack each other up and we support each other. And that's one of the rare things about the entertainment industry that led me to voiceover. Because so much of the entertainment industry is pretty cruel and judgmental and just mean. And the voiceover industry is really nice. It's a fun place to work. Everybody's really supportive and really cool. But in recent years, what really gave me even more purpose as a person, rather than just doing silly voices for cartoons, was meeting you guys and hearing your stories and traveling around the world. And you guys have impacted me in a way that I can't even express here. It's humbled me and changed my life on a cellular level. So when I say that you guys being the best part of the industry, it really is. I wouldn't have a job without you guys, and you guys are family to me. So thank you. The other thing I would add to that is that, one of the things that I love about conventions and the anime community in particular is that you can be whoever you want to be here. You can be any size, any shape, have any kind of physical thing going on, any kind of mental thing going on, and we're all accepted. We're all the same here. We can dress up however we want. We can make crazy noises and do stupid things, and nobody cares because we all love each other. So, where else in the world do you really have that? So it's a great community, and I'm proud to be part of that. It's a long answer, right? Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know if you remember everything you said as Wolverine from Dragon Age.
I don't remember everything I said this morning. Ogren especially, because you guys know Ogren from Dragon Age. The drunken dwarf. That's basically every line that I did, they'd say, okay, more drunk. So Ogren was like this through most of it, and he talked about his wife who decided to choose women over him, and yeah, Ogren had a sorry tale, but yeah, I loved playing Ogren. It was so much fun.
I freaking loved him, and the one thing he said, I had no idea where it came from. He said ass chaps.
Ass chaps, yes.
Where did that come from?
What was that?
Where did it come from?
I think I said that. It was like a Tourette's moment.
Anything?
Not really, no. He would just sort of say these non sequiturs. The other thing that I love that he said was, fart me a lullaby. That's so great. I've been trying to do that ever since.
Yep, that was it.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you for playing. Good night.
Thank you for coming on my birthday tomorrow.
Hey, happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Was writing a Starship. Was there like a favorite scene you have when you played him?
Ooh, I remember when he was pining over his love. That was painful, and it was one of the first times in my career that I had to do that, and so I remember being affected by that. But that was so long ago, I don't really remember individual scenes anymore. I just remember it was really cool to look at, and the story seemed really good. I've never seen it, so I have it still shrink wrapped. I'm gonna have to watch it one of these days. Thank you.
I have two little questions. I know you played a minor role in the Deadpool game as Wolverine, but...
Minor? What are you talking about? Deadpool's a wimp.
And I know that you were being bitch slapped by him, but I was wondering, what would you think his initial reaction would be if he actually did get waked up from being bitch slapped by Deadpool? And my second one is, what's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you at a convention?
Wow, so many. Well, to answer the first part of the question, Wolverine would probably just cut his head off. Nolan and I don't scene way too much. One of these days, I'm gonna get it back. We play little jokes on each other in the studio and stuff, and it's all good fun. But yeah, Wolverine would not take very kindly to that, I don't think. Yeah. And the most embarrassing thing at a convention? God, I don't know. So many things. Probably the most embarrassing thing was early on in one of the earlier conventions I did several years ago. I got blocked a lot in the very beginning, and you know, I'm a pretty decent sized guy and I can handle myself pretty well. But the one person that took me out was a 12 or 13-year-old girl. And she came barreling. I was with like 4 people. I had bodyguards on either side of me, and this girl just cut through the ranks, jumped up in the air, and nailed me in the chest and took me to the floor. I was like, are you kidding me? You know, my ego was shattered, but I was so impressed with her. I was complimenting her the rest of the day. It was yeah, but so many things. More embarrassing things happen in the studio than they do here, because we're pretty well protected by our evil bodyguards. Thank you.
Hey Steve, good to
Hello again, my friend.
see you. Looking good.
No, you. I see this guy everywhere.
With the 30th anniversary of Transformers, you did an amazing job with Starscream and
Thank you.
Newcomers. And sadly just ended recently.
I know.
But,
I know, but I'm not done yet.
Yes, exactly. I know you can't say anything official, but could you say like you're going to still be part of the Transformers family in this upcoming year?
But I hope so. No, I can't say anything officially, even if I did know, and right now I really don't know.
Would you want to still be Starscream, or what character would you want
Of
to
course, I want to be Starscream forever.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. I love Starscream. My fangirl when I found out I got him. Yes, I mean, he's delicious, isn't he? And I would love to play Starscream as long as they would have me, but they're moving into a new incarnation, and they've got a bunch of new characters from what I understand that they have in mind, and I don't know if I'll be part of it. But, you know, I'm so grateful to have been part of Prime, and it was so beautifully done, and, yeah, I have no regrets at all.
Yeah, you're up there with Chris Lawson, man.
Oh, thank you. That's humbling that you say it. Thank you. I met his daughter recently, and I almost cried. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Hey, Faye.
Cool. So we're playing.
I can't choose. It's so hard. It's so hard. I love so many of them for so many different reasons. I love Mushroom Samba because it was so weird. I love the movie Ballad of Fallen Angels. I mean, I love so many of them. I love them all really for different reasons. Every episode kind of had its own vibe to it. And I even like the ones that I wasn't in that much. You know, I really like to see how the other characters were fleshed out. Faye's backstory, that was awesome. It's like choosing a child, you know, which one you choose is your favorite. I can't. I really can't. I just like being part of all of it. And I didn't really understand how impactful that would be on my life until many years later. So while we're doing it, the context is sort of all over the place. And, you know, I go into the studio and I look at the script, and 2 minutes later I'm recording. I don't have any idea what I'm working on until I come to these conventions and see how much you guys love it and how much it's carried on all these years. So I have to watch it all again. I've only seen it end to end once, and that was about 2 years ago. So, and I didn't see them in order either. I need to do that. So I might have a better answer for you next year. Okay.
And then the second question, you know, is the usual, what got you into voice acting and how was the journey?
Is this going on YouTube?
That's about a 4-hour session right there.
Oh, it's like you're on YouTube.
I came in by accident. I originally went to school
Here you go.
thinking that I was going to be a doctor.
No problem.
My dad wanted me to be. And so I was 1 year of pre-med.
Yeah, I always cut
Failed
those
miserably.
panels.
Yeah, just didn't do very well. And then I thought I was going to be a musician, and I played in a band for like 6 years in an R&B band, and I wasn't very good at that. And I held a bunch of other weird jobs, and the one that led me to voiceover was working in the mailroom as a mail clerk and a driver for a low-budget film company, and we made monster movies. We made Reanimator and Ghoulies, if you guys are familiar with those puppet movies. Yeah, and so I was with that company for like 14 years, and I was working in the mailroom, and the head of the mailroom was an actor like everybody else except for me. And he was casting a Japanimation thing on the weekend. And I had the deepest voice in the mailroom, and he needed a monster. He needed a creature called a zoonoid in MacGyver, if you guys are familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
And so at the audition, it was basically, all right, do your best growl, and I just went, he said, okay, you're hired. So I worked for like 26 episodes on that show, and I learned how to act while I was on that show, and they gave me the major role, the bad guy in the thing, and I had to learn how to act by stealing from everybody in the room. And they hired me for another show, I worked on Orcus and Giant Robo, and then eventually things like Wolverine and Bebop. And I just kept doing it for years because it was fun. While I was still at that film company, and I stayed there for 14 years, I became an executive at the film company. I was head of marketing. And then I got the 7-Eleven gig. I started doing 7-Eleven commercials, and I thought, okay, I've made it so I can quit my job. Because at this point, the company had shifted, and a bunch of really mean people were working there, and I didn't want to work there anymore, so I quit my job. And then I was out of work for a year. And so it took many, many years to struggle and fight my way back in, but it seems to have worked out okay. But the journey has been amazing. I've gotten to do amazing things. I've held a bunch of amazing different jobs to support voiceover work, because as many of us know, voiceover doesn't pay that well, especially for things like anime. And I enjoyed that part of it too, because I learned a little bit from every job that I did, and it's actually supported everything that I learned in all the other grunt work jobs that I did, and I did some terrible jobs. I've ended up using in sessions in one way or another. I had some knowledge about it. Like who knows how to pack a fire extinguisher? I do. Yeah, or how to de-skunk a dog. I know how to do that, I've done it. Yeah, so you never know what's going to lead to the next thing. So my advice, if that's something that you're into, is just do what you love to do, and then the money will follow eventually. But you'll never be disappointed.
One last thing,
Yes.
I don't have a specific line, so hopefully you have one up your sleeve. Can I give you a strike line?
Yeah, cheat sheets. Let's see what I have for you today. How about this? Okay. Kids, animals, and women with attitudes. So tell me, Jet, why do we have all three of them neatly gathered in our ship?
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
I just had one question.
Yes.
Steve Blum senpai, will you notice me?
What was that?
Will you notice me,
Will I notice you?
senpai?
I already have.
Hi there.
Hi.
First off, honored to meet you.
And you?
Throughout your career, were there any missed opportunities, like any shows or characters that you wanted to voice over but couldn't for some reason?
Not really. I mean, I've blown some auditions pretty bad. I was auditioning for the part of Goro for
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat for the original movie.
Wow.
And I made it to final callbacks for that thing, and I did really, really well in the first two auditions, and I was really green in the industry. And for the third audition, we had to come in and we had to audition in front of like a big panel of all the executives from the film. And I was terrified, because before that it was like me in front of one person, or in a booth with a microphone, and it wasn't that scary, but I'm in a room with studio executives. And I do this audition, and I so dramatic. I just, I do the big growly thing, and I do the good voice and whatever. And I did okay, and then afterward I went, oh man, I'm exhausted. That took everything out. And I did this whole drama thing. And I think they looked at me and went, this guy ain't ready for the big time. Next. But you know what, I don't regret it. At this point in my career then, I was just crushed, because I thought I had just blown my whole career. But everybody goes through the learning curve, and there are roles that I thought my voice might have been right for, like Batman. But then I hear guys like Kevin Conroy,
Yeah.
or Troy Baker, or Roger Craig Smith. These guys are phenomenal at it, and there's really nothing better that I could do. I would just do it differently. So I did get to play Batman in Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Words. I didn't have any words. I just went, oh. To play Batman, so that was enough for me. I didn't really care. So yeah, I've been so blessed with all the characters I've gotten to play. I've gone so much farther in this career than I ever thought I would. And I never thought I would do this for a living. So I'm just grateful for the jobs that I do have, rather than mind for the ones that I didn't get.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Hi, very well.
I just want to say I'm a huge fan of your stuff, you know, everything from Spike to Grunt to Leron.
Thanks, hon. I love Leron.
I just got a quick technical question.
Yes.
So when you're voice acting, when you first get the script for, let's say, notes a new show, how long do you have to review it before you go in for recording?
Well, if it's anime, usually about 3 minutes. If that, sometimes they'll they'll make changes and they'll throw it in front of me and they'll say go.
Okay.
Anime, we don't have any prep time at all.
Oh.
If we're lucky, we get to see the scene first and then start recording and match up the lips. And it's crazy. But that's what I was bred on, so I understand that and it doesn't scare me anymore. With something like original animation, original American animation, like Legend of Korra or Wolverine, the X-Men, Transformers, those kinds of things, they'll send us the script a night or two before, and I'll get to review it. And it's good for those shows because there is an arc happening and I'm working with other actors. So it helps if I kind of get my lips wrapped around the words, if there's any big crazy pronunciations, those sort of things. But that's about as much luxury as we get. It's maybe 1 or 2 days.
Okay. And video games is about the same thing, like.
Video games, no warning at all. We'll get a script that thick and we'll say go. And video games is even crazier for you burgeoning voice actors out there. You have to have a lot in your bag of tricks because you never know what you're going in for. And things like the Star Wars games, for example, I'll go in knowing that I'm going to play one character and they'll throw 13 other characters at me. And they'll say, okay, this guy is 20 and he's got a hump on his back, go. This guy has fangs and a split tongue, go. This guy is 80 years old, you know, and they'll basically switch it up that quickly. Accents and affectations and all sorts of different things. And so it's really flying by the seat of your pants and improv most of the time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my friend.
I just want to say that it was an honor to meet you earlier.
Oh, and thank you. You brought me the greatest plushie. Thank you so much.
I saw it and I just had to get it.
Awesome.
Tomorrow is one of my favorite characters.
Mine too.
But anyways, my question is, what's your favorite role in Japanese animation and then American?
Like I said before, I can't choose favorites really.
Mugen!
I mean, there's some that, yeah, I mean, there's some that stand out. Certainly things like Orochimaru or Spike or Amon or Mugen. I mean, all these characters have kind of taken on a life of their own, and they're huge favorites to me. But my favorite is really the character that I'm working on that day. And if I don't invest myself fully to that degree, then I'm not giving that performance what it deserves. And so sometimes I'll go in and I'll be playing Soldier A, and you guys know it. I mean, have you heard Soldier A?
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't, he wrote the song called Soldier A, which is an ode to the voice actor going in and recording these little bit parts that are usually killed off within 30 seconds. I have to be just as invested in Soldier A as I am in something like Orochimaru or Spike or Mugen to give that character as much life as I can, even if he's only got a 30-second lifespan. So, yeah, I mean, I really can't choose favorites. And my favorites are the ones that mean the most to you guys, because then I know that I've done my job well if it resonates with you guys in some fashion. So that's the best answer I can give to that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you could say, like, a line as an
Yes. So, Toby Sensei, have you ever felt the joy and fulfillment of humiliating and destroying the one you once called Sensei? No, I suppose not. Perhaps vicariously through me, you'll get a hint of what I mean. Just a taste before you die. Cheat sheets. I don't have to have brain.
All I see is light and going to the light.
I'm sorry, I'm like shaking right now.
Oh, so am I.
I was wondering if you could sing.
If I could sing?
Yes.
Like what? Oh, you brought something for me.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm afraid. What is this?
It's the what?
I don't remember the tune. SpongeBob SquarePants. That's all I remember. Rolls in a ship over. Oh, okay. I don't know if I can do this. Are you ready, kids?
Yeah!
Aye, aye, Starscream. Can't hear you. Aye, aye, Starscream. Who rules in a ship flying over the sea? All hail Starscream. So not mellow and raucous is he. All hail Starscream. Seagull nonsense be something you wish. All hail Starscream. Then get on the deck and bow down to me. All hail Starscream. I don't know how the rest of it goes.
Oh, keep going.
Oh, that's right. Well, you guys sing. All hail Starscream. All hail Starscream. All hail Starscream. All hail Starscream. And there goes my singing career. Thank you. Wow. In a pool of tears and snot. Hi.
Such an honor to meet you.
Such an honor to meet you and your panda.
I have a request for you.
Yes.
Oh dear.
My friend Stoney can't be here. He's all the way in Texas. And I was wondering if you could do a mix of a shower for him as Wolverine and Zabuza.
Stony. Stony's his name?
Yes.
Stony, Bub. I'm a little annoyed that you aren't here. But at the same time relieved because you could probably beat me up. He's probably pretty tough, right? With a name like Stony, you have to be tough. Unless you're like Stony on the couch. Thank you.
Oh.
Hi guys, I'm not ignoring you over there. The microphone's just over here, so Furries, yay. Hi.
Do you have any kids and do you yell them with their bad guy voice?
I do have kids and they're not afraid of my voice at all. I have old kids now. I have an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 25-year-old. And my kids have grown up listening to me doing really weird stories for them. Since they were pretty little, I would go to their schools and read in character voices and get judged by them. So, no, seriously, I would go and read like Dr. Seuss stories and stuff, and they would say, all the kids in their class would say, "No, Mr. Blum, that's not right, do it again." Okay. And I would until I get it right. Green eggs and ham, you know. But no, they're not afraid of me at all. They just laugh when I do weird voices. It's once in a while I can creep them out. There was when I played Killer Croc for the Batman games. My oldest son said that was the first voice that actually scared him. So I didn't really yell at my kids. We had more open conversations, and I would try to reason with them, and it worked pretty well. They were really good kids. My kids are something worked out right, so you don't have to yell at your kids. I don't think. You know. Do you get yelled at? A bit, yeah. Do you deserve it? Applause for your honesty. Oh, thank you. I love my kids. We have a great time together. They come to the cons with me sometimes. Oh, hi. Wow. Oh, you're as young as you say you are. There you go. I believe it. You know what? I believe that. I believe that. Yeah.
I was wondering if you could say "I love you, Steve" in Starscream.
Oh my gosh.
I love you, Steve? That's really weird. Okay. I love you, Steve.
if you don't love yourself, who's going to? I think Starscream would do that. He probably looks in the mirror every day and says, I love you, Starscream.
Megatron's not going to do it. Thank you, 16-year-old. Better watch out, I'm sure I might do it. All right, come on up. What's happening?
Nothing. I just can't believe I'm like standing here right now.
Aww.
You.
Oh, dude, it's just family. We're all family here.
Anyway, I have two questions. One is, do you ever like screw with people with your voices? Like, do you just go into the drive-thru as like Starscream? Something like that.
I've done that a couple times. Yeah.
Was it fun?
It was really fun, yeah. I did that as Leron. I was at a Burger King. And when I ordered the extra meat, I think I made it squirm. And it wasn't a hamburger. So. It's really weird. No, what has really gotten me into trouble before is really the kids. I've told the story before. I was like at Toys R Us or Target or something, and I was in there and I was buying one of my action figures because I'm a dork like that. That's the greatest thing about voicing these characters. Like, it's to bring home that character and play with it, and I know how to do the voice. It's awesome. So I was buying this character. I think it was for one of the Digimon things, and there was a kid who was picking up one of the action figures, and he picked up my toy. And I went,
I hear that voice.
and the kid he looks at me, he's kind of wells up, and starts shaking. And his mother I see his mother across the aisle. What did you say to my child? She walks away with him, she made him put down the toy, and you know who I am! I'm sorry. And so it turned out to be a really creepy moment, and I didn't mean that. That's gotten me into trouble. And the other thing that I use it for is when cold callers call my house and they try to sell me something. And then I'll just launch into something and I'll turn it around on them and make them feel really, really uncomfortable on the phone. And I've had a lot of hang-ups that way. And I'll ask for their phone number and date with them and some really creepy way. So, yeah, that's when it really comes in handy.
And also, what do you? I know you don't like the comparison, but what do you think the funniest line you've ever said is? Maybe that made you laugh the hardest, or
Oh God.
off the top of your head.
Well, one of the ones that, I don't know if I need the cheat sheet for this one. It was probably Leron.
Yes!
And it was probably something that I can't say in this room, so I won't say that.
Oh, come on!
It's an after-hours thing, I get in trouble. But one of the lines that actually made it into the show was,
When you screw it in, give it a hard, manly twist.
and what made that so great was that Tony Oliver, who was here at the convention, if you guys haven't met him, go meet Tony.
Tony rocks.
Tony was directing me on that show. And Tony is the most professional, respectful directors I've ever worked with, and I've known him for many years, we're good friends. And just to see how uncomfortable that made him in the booth. Yeah, that was good. Can we do that again? I was watching him squirm in his seat, it looked like he had to wash after every line. So of course, I took it and ran, and I created a whole new episode with really, really foul stuff that I've never seen the light of day. I hope that somebody kept that recording and we get to make a whole new video out of it, because it was so I've never seen a man blush like that. It was awesome.
Also, can I quickly high five you before I go?
Absolutely.
Yeah!
Yeah!
How you doing?
Doing all right. I know you go out every week to play as Tom on Tsunami.
Yes.
How do you like that job?
It's the greatest job in the world. I actually don't have to go out because I have a home studio. So, Tom is a character that I've been recording remotely for all of these years. Even back in the old days, I would go to a studio that was not too far from the house, but I would go to a studio and the guys were based in Atlanta, and they would direct me over the phone. And for many years, I didn't even know what they looked like until I think it was last year, I went to Atlanta for a con, and I met a lot of them for the first time. A lot of them are still working there, which says a lot about the company. particular group. But now I record in my studio. I usually do it on Wednesdays or Thursdays, and then we upload, and it's on the air by Saturday night. So it's a really quick, easy process. We all know each other really well, and they send me the scripts usually like 20 minutes before I'm supposed to record, and I just kind of wing it. But we all know and love the characters so well that it just sort of locks in. It literally is like working with family with those guys. They're really, really cool people.
3 more quick questions. One, how did you feel when Tsunami was canceled back in 08?
I cried. We actually had a moment of silence over the phone, and I cried, just like you guys. Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I knew that it was going to happen eventually because we didn't have the programming to support it. But yeah, that was tough.
Alright, my friend in New York, CJ, he's not here tonight. Could you give him a shout out in Starscream's voice?
CJ, hello to you on YouTube.
Alright, one more.
Are you still there?
Alright, one more question. Could you say that you're like one of your most famous lines right now? Bang. Just one word.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bang. Hi.
Hello.
What's happening?
Nothing much. I was just thinking about your role as Grunt in Mass Effect 2 and 3.
Oh, Grunt.
Yeah. And it made me follow the question, have there ever been situations where another character, another voice actor was able to say some lines so cool that you wish you said them?
Sure, like in every show. Well, we all, we're all actors, so when there's something that's written really, really well, and another actor delivers it, I get as much joy out of watching the other actor deliver it as if it were coming from me, because it's usually my friend. So I can't think of anything in particular off the top of my head, but so many times I'll love to just be sitting in the studio, especially on shows like Transformers, where I'm working with guys like Frank Welker and Peter Cullen. And the whole cast was amazing, but I fanboy over that kind of stuff. And watching those guys deliver pretty much any line, either one of them could read the phone book and I would go crazy. Watching Stan Lee read anything is... So I melt down just like you guys do. Thank you.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
How you doing?
Very well.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, same to you. Good hat.
Okay, my name is Tip Top, and I have one question for you. Of your characters, who would you choose to narrate your everyday life?
I don't have to choose because they're all in my head. They're narrating my life every moment of every day. Yeah. It's kind of creepy, actually. If I didn't have this job, I'd be insane. Because I'll speak it all the time. Yeah, I don't have to choose. Yeah. Lately it's been Morgan Freeman. I couldn't do his voice, so. Yeah. Well, all my friends do all these crazy impersonations too. So, if somebody does something in a studio that rings, it'll sit there in my head for a while. So, I'll have them doing that. Eric Bauza is Morgan Freeman. Do you guys know who Eric Bauza is? Yeah. If you don't look him up, he's amazing. He's one of the newcomers, relative newcomers in the industry. He's phenomenal, and he's about that tall, and he's Asian, and he does the best Morgan Freeman you've ever heard. It's scary good. And so I have Eric in my ear right now. He's narrating my life right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Very well. How are you?
I have a question, if you don't mind.
Sure. Fire away.
One, Dota-chan?
Don't call me Dota-chan!
I was wondering one quick question.
Yes.
Also, bang over the waterfall. How did you feel about that?
When he said bang?
Over the waterfall.
Yeah, I think that was intentional. I had a good moment with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had a more of a deeper one. When Tsunami did get canceled,
Yes.
what did you think, how the fans felt?
Well, I'm sure that everybody was pretty sad at the time. I was very sad, but I didn't really get the full impact of it until about a year later when I was going to cons and listening to people coming up to the microphone and telling me how sad they were and how big a part of their childhood it was. And they felt like a part of their childhood had died, right?
Right.
And that affected me more than my own personal impression of what was going on. So, like when I said at the very beginning about how your stories affect me cellularly. That's what really affected me about the show, was watching the sadness in your faces out there. I mean, God, it was awful.
It's like our best friend died.
Yeah, but then the resurrection was pretty awesome, right? And that night on Twitter, on April Fool's Day, it was the first time I had really started playing with Twitter. We started those Twitter storms, and I was overwhelmed. I stayed up all night with you guys, and it was incredible. I was humbled by that. It was really fun. So when it finally did come back on the air, all of us were so pleasantly surprised, and now we're getting a little bit of network support. So hopefully we'll keep it on for a long time to come.
Yeah.
Keep staying up.
Most fulfilling one people.
Ah, man, they're all so important, I think. Well, the one that really sticks out in my mind because it was one of the most recent ones was the fall down 7 times get up 8. Do you guys remember that speech?
Yeah.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
I think I have it. Let's see. I do. So here's the deal. Life doesn't always want to be your friend. Sometimes it'll feel like life wants to hurt you, but you can't just hide because nobody likes a quitter. You gotta take chances. They never said it was gonna be fun or easy. Whether it's when you're totally ready or when you least expect it, it doesn't matter. Life will punch you right in the face. Now you can lie there for a second, cry a little if you need to, but get back on your feet, because it's the getting back up that counts. That's what shows you've got heart. That's what helps you keep going. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. And know we'll be right there with you. Only Tsunami. Well, I love those speeches. And when I met the guys in Atlanta too, they said that those speeches were the most important part of the show to them too. Because they know that people are listening, and shows like that and speeches like that have gotten people through some really tough times. So, yeah, it's important. I think that's important out there, especially if you're listening. Hi.
Hi. You go to a lot of conventions.
Yes.
And I just wanted to know, how about that much stamina? You must be really tough.
I am. Well, at the end of these things, I sleep pretty hard. Yeah, I love the conventions. It does suck a lot of energy out because I have to be on and present, and I want to be that for you guys. And I don't want to let a moment slip by. You know, when we make eye contact, that may be the only time we ever get to meet each other. So I want to make that as meaningful as possible for you guys. And I know as a fan also what that means to meet somebody that you've been watching or listening to for a long time. So I put as much as I possibly can into it, and then I just plots. And I usually need a day or two of recovery time. But because I really want to be that present, I start taking better care of myself, because it was taking its toll. I'm older than most of you guys here. I'm a pretty old dude, and so I'm starting to feel it now. And so I started, eating better and working out and stuff. So, yeah, I want to be able to do this for a long time, and if that's all I have to do, I don't have to play a 2-hour rock show. I just come here and talk to you guys and just be as present as I can. So hopefully I can stay standing for quite a while.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll try. Thank you.
I was just wondering, what's your favorite part about voicing Starscream? Could you, say your favorite?
The heels. I love Starscream. I love every time he says, "Call me Lord."
My favorite moments are actually when he's getting berated by Megatron, or when the other Decepticons don't listen to him. And one of my very favorite moments in the series was early on. I think we were about 3 or 4 episodes in, and the producers came up to me afterwards, and they don't usually do this, but they say, "You know what, we love when you get beaten up. We love to hear you scream." Great, thank you for that. They said, and just so you know, we're going to write in a lot more of it. So just be prepared for a lot of pain for the next couple seasons, we hope, because we love that. But anyway, great, thanks guys. But it was so much fun. It's so much fun just watching him just get beaten and battered, and he takes it so well. And it makes everybody laugh, so that's my job. Yeah, I love the comedic moments. The other thing I would say about Starscream is that when they wanted him to go more girly, they actually had sign language for that in the studio. And usually in the studio, it's sort of a stoic situation. There are all these executives behind the other side of the glass, and we're in there doing our thing, and the executives, will give us some very specific directions, and they'll talk amongst themselves, and only the director will lock eyes with us. Everybody else is supposed to shut up. Well, when Starscream wasn't girly enough, everybody in the room would give jazz hands. And then I knew, okay, I got to girl it up here, so I had to take him to a higher pitch or whatever. Yeah, so that was a wonderful moment. I miss the jazz hands. Thank you for that.
Hey Dave, as a DC Comics fan, I love the voices for the characters you do in like Batman games and all the cartoons you worked with Andre from Blum.
Yes. Goddess. Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a trailer to Justice League War, but I do know that you and two other voice actors are the main reason why I'm looking forward to the movie.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it too. I haven't seen it yet, so.
Do you think you could give us a preview of your interpretation of Darkseid?
I'm not allowed to do that. All I can say about Darkseid is that I was so pleasantly surprised at how gnarly the scenes were with him. When I came back in, we do what they call ADR. We'll record it with just a script at the beginning, and then we'll come back after the animation is done, and we'll clean it up, and we'll give efforts and things that were missed in the animation, the original recording. And the way they animated this, some of those scenes are just unbelievable. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And it's a good interpretation of it. I don't judge my own work, but I would say just based on the character designs and the movement and his interaction with all the other characters, as a fan also, I love this. It's going to be really good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, enjoy. Thank you. Let me know how you like it on Twitter.
Hello. I just want to say, it's insane to be a Joan person. I have so much respect for you. I grew up inspired by Cowboy Bebop and the work you did. I was wondering if I could get a picture with you.
Yeah, after this, or at one of the signings would probably be better.
There's nothing else I really want to add.
Okay, awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Hi, are you yawning or crying? Oh, okay. Ed's tired. Oh no, look at that. Do you see what Ed has now?
I've seen you
Yeah. Yeah, how does it taste? Ew. Sticking to this, gross. That's the first time I've ever seen anybody bring that. Wow.
That's cool.
Don't leave things in the fridge, that's what happens.
Yeah, the Edward was sticking in his mouth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't. Hi.
Well, hi, I'm Steve.
Thank you. Shalom to you.
Speaking of little Yiddish, what kind of kibitzing would Spike Spiegel be grumbling about when dealing with the gang, and what kind of angry Yiddish would he be using when taking down a bounty head?
I couldn't say it because it would be cuss words.
do the Mel Brooks version.
Oh my God, this is going to come back to haunt me. He'd probably be yelling at his cohorts more than the bounty heads. Wow, I'm going to consult my sheet here. I don't have any Yiddish on here, often. But, I'm going to see if I have something that I can actually say here. Okay. Jet, don't give me that out of war crap. And you take too long to take a schmutz. I can't say it out loud. See, Space Cowboy.
Wow, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Steve, I gotta ask you, you grew up in Santa Monica at the same time Peralta and the Skater Boys that, revolutionized skating did.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to see those fellas in person, help them pump out a swimming pool, get arrested by the Santa Monica police for doing so?
No, I got arrested by the Santa Monica police before, but not for that. I did some stupid things when I was young. No, I didn't really live in Santa Monica for very long. I was born in Santa Monica, and I lived there. My grandmother had some property there, so I lived there when I was really young. And then I moved to West LA, which is close by. And so I hung out with the West LA crowd more than the Santa Monica crowd. And I got arrested there too.
I didn't mean to bring up anything embarrassing, please.
No, it's okay. It's all on my record. It's been wiped out by now. No, I was a pretty good kid. I just was in the wrong place, wrong time. Parties that would get busted, that sort of thing. Stupid stuff.
You were acting Meshuggah?
I was a Meshuggah.
Since you brought up Soldier A, you need to look up Soldier A Anime Boys Tribute and Sink the Bismarck Anime Boys Tribute on YouTube.
Oh, I looked that up.
Spike is flying the real swordfish against the battleship Bismarck.
Wow, this I gotta see. All right, I'm gonna look that up. Thank you.
All right, have a nice plot.
Shalom.
Nice to see you. Bye-bye. Have fun coming to guess it.
Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Does your mom know that what I did?
Oh, I told her about it last year. She's like, who did this? I'm like, oh.
Oh. Okay, mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. She asked me. and I didn't look while I was doing it. I signed her boobies.
You want to see?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, fun fact, I've signed more man boobs than I have women. And that's one at a time, so, yeah. Through the hair and everything.
I have a bad Okay, I have two quick things for you. One's a
You already showed me your two quick things. For the kids in the audience, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, parents. Cover their ears. It's all in fun. Yes. Okay, fire. Gently. Success.
Okay, what's the question? Okay, I saw this on your Facebook page. You were at newcomers, and you put this Spanish that the fan said, and I quote you. Hey, Mr. Blum, hi, Mr. Blum. It's nice to meet you. You're a great voice actor, but not as great as Troy Baker. But you were great as God of War, Ares and God of War. Like, did you literally want to jump off the panel and punch that kid in the face?
No, I like Troy Baker.
No, anyway, like, this kid must be new here.
No, I like Troy Baker better anyway. Troy's one of my friends. I don't care. That's a huge compliment.
I mean, I love Troy too, but you're always in the one.
No, I don't care. I get a little bit of a bad time. He contacted me also on, I don't remember if it was on my email or in Twitter. That comes out, you know, that people don't always say the most appropriate things, but I don't take any of that personally. And Troy is a friend, and so, you know, if I mention the same sentence with him, fantastic. Troy's an awesome voice actor. He's one of the most talented humans I've ever met, so, you know, if somebody puts me in the same sentence and I'm second to him, cool. You know, at least I'm in the top 10. No, I don't care. You can't really have much of an ego in this business. You have to kind of check that at the door, and I did that a long time ago, so nothing anybody says bothers me. I don't care.
Remember at SacAnime, I asked you to marry me as me?
I remember that.
Can we recite that one more time? And you asked me to bring dumplings, so you gotta say that. Sure. So here we go.
So
You gotta say this answer back in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
I have to answer that to you?
Yeah.
So you're gonna ask me something?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna ask me to marry you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna ask and you're gonna say.
Okay. Yes.
I love you. Will you marry me and be my baby daddy?
Okay, but it's gonna cost you a lot of dumplings. Wait.
Uh-oh, she's coming.
I have to hug my fiance.
Wow.
10 more minutes, so get your questions going.
Those were previously frozen, right?
Oh.
Pretty hot right now.
Oh. Damn.
Okay, wow. We covered some new territory today. Hi.
I just want to say, Grunt's one of my favorite characters. In the Mass Effect franchise, most video games in general.
Thank you. I love being Krogan.
I thought his best dialogue was in Mass Effect 3, the Citadel DLC. What do you think?
I thought it was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, that was. I didn't even know what I was doing when I was working on that. I kept saying, "Are you sure this is his dialogue?" And he said, "Yeah, just go as drunk as you can, as crazy as you can, as weird as you can. You're in a shower stall. Go." Yeah, that was awesome. It was really fun. It reminded me of opera. It was like getting to be the drunk dwarf again, but in a big Krogan body. So, yeah, it was really fun. Had a good time with that.
Thank you, that's awesome.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello. My basic question, I'm not sure how often you get asked this. What was the craziest character you voiced, either in terms of shenanigans on site or the character itself?
Ooh, so many. I mentioned Leron before. He was really crazy just because we did, like I said, a whole other show. Roshimaru, I heard somebody whispering Roshimaru. Because he was just creepy. Really, really creepy. The other character that kind of threw me was, I think it was for a book on tape. And I actually did the voice for an entire landscape map made out of human feces. And that was kind of gross, yeah. Yeah, so, but he also spoke, and he had a purpose. He was taking all of the ills of the world and sucking that in, yeah. So that was really interesting and really weird and gross, and it was fun, because I love making disgusting body sounds. As do we all. Yeah, so for me, I got to get paid for that. It was awesome. We do it all day long in the studio. Roger Craig Smith can do hand farts that almost sounds like a person speaking. It's shockingly good. Amazing. Yeah, I'm 4.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
So going into do Spike, they just say like, hey, talk. I mean, or did they give you any like voice direction? And then I guess after that is like the difference between him and Mugen. Like, that they just do that again, but slightly different. Like,
That's all it is. They just say go and talk.
Yeah.
No. It's never, ever that easy.
It's just so close to your own voice that I was curious as to like.
Well, Spike was one of the rare times that I was actually hired for my normal speaking voice, and I was very grateful for that. But oddly enough, that's the hardest thing to act in. When at least for me and for a lot of my friends have expressed this as well. When you affect the voice and you go into some crazy character, it's a lot easier to deliver the dialogue. You get to kind of do really weird things that you wouldn't do normally. To speak very normally in your own speaking voice is the hardest thing to do as an actor, and especially if you're trying to create emotion. In certain cases with Spike, when he got vulnerable in the film and that sort of thing, that was very hard for me to do. And then Mugen, I actually wanted to play Mugen more badass. I wanted to do him a little bit deeper voice, and I wanted to do something different than Spike, and they kept pitching me up and up and up, and so it was sort of like Spike Light. His voice is just a little pitch above Spike's. Yeah, Spike Light, yes. Extra bubbles. Yeah, so it's never that simple, and we did probably 4 or 5 different versions of movies before they settled on one that ended up being recorded.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just figured since it was so close, it probably something different there.
Yeah, it was close, but they were really particular about it. The Japanese clients were there, and they were very particular about how that voice ended up. They wanted very, very specific.
Worked out perfect. So.
Yeah, and I remember the name of the story that I was the landscape of human being. It was called Kashmir the Flying Camel. So if you guys have kids, there's an audiobook that we did, and we did all the voices. There are 2 of us, or 3 of us that did all the voices, and it's narrated by Bryan Cranston.
Oh, nice.
It's actually really awesome. It's really cool. Yes, you get a chance. Kazmir. That's great. You're welcome. Hi. 5 more minutes, we say. Okay. Speed round. Hi.
I got a couple questions. First one is, did your transfer, transitioning from a top character like Spike to a more fast walking character like
It's not a difficult transition for me. It's in the writing, really, for me. If the writers write it that way and the visuals carry me that way, I can just kind of roll with it. That's kind of what acting is, really. So that transition happens organically. I don't even have to think about it. Yeah. I don't remember what the rest of the line was. So he says 1, 2, 3, oh hell, let's break them all. 1, 2, 3. Oh hell, let's just break them all. Thank you.
I got 2 questions for you.
Yes, sir.
As an avid gamer, I'm kind of wondering, who would win in a fight, Ford or Tank?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I don't know, because both of them got really good guns. I don't know, actually. They probably blow each other to bits. Yeah. Either that or they just go out for a beer. I think it would just be a stalemate, they'd go out for a beer.
Also, can you give my friend Corey over there a shout out in the Starscream?
Corey, where are you, Corey? Hello, Corey. You're not trying to take over my armada, are you? Because now I know you live.
A friend of mine and mine's, we were shocked when we found out that his voice is Amon.
Guillermo, I love Guillermo.
Shout out to my friend Josh in the Amon voice.
Where's Josh? Hi, Josh, man. Where are you? Josh, oh, hi, Josh, man. Did you bring me bread?
Thank you. Hi.
Okay, I have a couple questions for a friend. First of all, do you think that Orochimaru was gay?
Orochimaru loves and hates everyone equally.
Okay, second of all, do you think that Haku was a transvestite?
Again, I loved him. Does he really matter?
Okay.
Parts are parts.
Lastly, say something really sexy in an Orochimaru voice.
I love you. Oh, last question I had. All right, I'm sorry. Last question. Okay, fire away. Hello, Steve. Hello. How are you? Pleased to meet you. So nice to meet you. Why are we speaking like this? Because I admire your work. Very excellent. Yes, I'll make it short. Great day, by the way.
Thank you, I designed her.
It shows.
No, cool, thanks.
Real quick, I'd like to ask you what advice you would give somebody who has the passion to really get into the business, even though they're making a transitional change from something else. What would you advise them as far as to keep it up and not give up trying?
Keep your day job. And just because you're going to need something to support you, it takes years and years and years. Even if you're really, really good and get a lot of breaks, it's going to take a lot of years to get into it. And B, go to my website. I have a page that says, how do I become a voice actor? That has links to it, to specifically a blog that D. Baker wrote. And it's called iwannabeavoiceactor.com. Go there. He's broken it down to all the basics of what you really need to know if that's something you're considering. And then also Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt wrote a book called Voiceover Voice Actor. And check that out too, and that's got all that information that we really go into discussion.
Oh yeah, signing wasn't good.
That sounds great. Thanks a lot.
But the bottom line is do it because you love it. Okay, and I'm going to answer your question just because you look like you're going to cry and I can't take that.
Do it.
Oh.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I want you to cry. I really want to be
Come on now, baby.
Really bland question. I missed out. I waited like 2.5 hours in line at Anime Expo when you were there, and I wasn't able to make it. And I missed your autograph signing today. I won't be able to come for the other days, and I also missed you at SacCon before.
Oh no.
And all my friends have been rubbing in my face that they got to meet you. And I won't bug you for a hug or anything, but I was just wondering if we could shake your hand.
You know what? Do you have something I can sign? You don't? Let me sign your bag.
Aww.
We're out of time.
Last one. This is the last one.
Steve, I want to know that you're my favorite voice actor and everything I've heard. Every time like I'm playing a video game or something, or I'm watching anime, I like, that's Steve Blum. I look it up and it's Steve Blum. And one more thing, do you ever get like questions about voice acting on board or?
Yeah, I haven't for a while because it's been out for a while.
Can you say something as Elephas for me?
As Elephas, ooh, I don't remember. Elephas had like a British accent right when he was older. What would you like me to say?
Yeah, do you have your cheat sheet or no?
No, I don't have my cheat sheet. Elephas, you know you're right. Elephas the Inheritor. My name is Elephas the Inheritor, and you are about to die.
Check out bkbn.net. Jason David Frank, Tommy the Green Ranger.